Managing chronic pain requires the prevailing belief, I would say, is that managing chronic pain requires a traditional kind of medically driven approach. And so this can often involve frequent doctor's visits, a reliance on medications, undergoing procedures, seeing specialists. And many people see this as the only viable path to getting relief. And let's take this a step further, because I know many of you self-identify in some way as a type A, high achiever, perfectionist, people pleaser. And for women who identify this way, the experience can be even more challenging. These women are used to setting goals, working hard, seeing results. But when it comes to chronic pain, and I felt this myself, their usual strategies of pushing through, overachieving, and seeking perfection only seems to make it worse. They might feel like they're doing all of the right things, following all of the medical advice, adhering to treatment plans, and researching every possible solution, but they still aren't seeing the results that they expect. And this is what I hear from these women. They start to experience feelings of deep frustration and self-blame. They might think, why isn't this working? Like, what am I missing? And the belief is deeply ingrained, and it's not surprising given the experiences that many of us have had with the healthcare system. So from a young age, we're taught to trust our doctors implicitly, right? But for many women, especially those with chronic pain, this trust has been eroded over time. You've been through appointment after appointment, trying various medications and treatments, only to find that the relief is often temporary. You are not getting the real information that you need to help yourself get better, and that you're not being taken seriously. And the healthcare system isn't always kind to women, especially those with chronic pain. Research shows that women's pain is often taken less seriously, dismissed as emotional, or attributed to psychological factors rather than being recognized as a legitimate condition. And this is why so many of you feel invalidated, undertreated, and boxed in by a system that doesn't seem to understand or care about your unique experience. Now, I'm not saying that the providers who treat you are not well-intentioned, and I'm not saying that there aren't barriers that keep them from doing the type of care that they want to do. But the reality is that this is what healthcare feels like to many women with chronic pain. And as a result, women are more likely to be left in pain for longer, receive less effective treatment, and become more dependent on medications or frequent visits to the doctor, which can perpetuate that cycle of disempowerment.